Ladies and gentlemen, now that the dust has settled down a little bit after that Nintendo Direct, you would think, well, that's all the news we're really getting. But you would be wrong. In this video, we have some massive leaks. I'm talking about some of the biggest Switch 2 and Nintendo leaks pretty much of all time. And the crazier thing is, they all seem legit. So let's go and get right into this video. So I'll be honest, that Nintendo Direct was okay. I think it had some cool announcements, but there was a lot of things that I don't agree with. And I actually made a video about it a couple days ago. You might have missed it. But I think Nintendo's kind of out of control with like their pricing and some of their practices. But that doesn't mean I'm not excited like for my Switch 2 and for Nintendo. I still love the console. I still love all the games coming out. I'm going to play a majority of them, but I'm allowed to be disappointed. You know what I mean? So I don't know why I just went off on this little rant. Maybe all of that wasn't important, but we have some massive leaks to go over in this video. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep our amazing community growing. That would also mean the world to me. And I'm going on a huge trip next month, and I'm going to be gone for like a month, still making videos, but I think I'm going to give away a Switch 2 before that. Be on the lookout for that possibly. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. So before we get into these leaks, and I mean we have quite a few of them and they are crazy, I want to go over some news that is confirmed. Now, we know Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming out. I can't remember when they said, maybe January. I just beat Rebirth, so I don't think I'm going to pick up Remake for the Switch 2, but I would love to play it handheld. And this is Remake Intergrade, which I believe was only on the PS5. So that shows like the power and performance of the Switch 2. Now, I just beat Rebirth, and it is one of the best looking games I've ever played. That was on my PS5, and there were times where I felt like my PS5 would struggle. So I don't know how Rebirth would work on the Switch 2. And that's not even talking about the third entry, right? Well, it turns out Square Enix has all this figured out, and they confirmed that the entire trilogy is coming over to the Nintendo Switch 2. So don't get me wrong, I am very excited for this. If Part 3 releases on all consoles at the same exact time, I'll probably pick it up on my Switch 2, you know, as long as they can get it running right, but this is really cool news to have confirmed. Now, one announcement I am excited for, but still disappointed at the same time, is the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I'm not disappointed in that, but Galaxy 1 and 2 coming over to the Switch. I don't know if they said Switch 2 version, maybe only a Switch. Actually, I don't know, but I am excited for this. I've never played Galaxy 2. I've beat Galaxy like 5 times. One of the best Mario games, one of the best soundtracks. This is cool, right? I'm not excited about the prices. I've already mentioned this in previous videos, but I'm still gonna pick it up, you know? I'm just being honest, I'm still going to pick it up. And we have an update today for the Galaxy games, but I want to backtrack a little bit. I'm kind of all over right now. There was a leak that happened a day or two before the Nintendo Direct, and it was like, okay, this is what we're doing here. Yeah, there's no way this leak is correct. The movie title leaked on a random ass product, I guess out of Canada. So this was how the movie leaked out. On Old Spice body spray. This is how stuff gets leaked now. So this image went out, and people were like, maybe. But now we know this is 100% real. And what's cool is it says Brooklyn Bounce and Desert Detour. So we could assume these are things that are going to be mentioned in the movie. They'll probably start out in Brooklyn like they did in the first movie. And then we could see them going through the desert, which has me a little confused because that feels like more of a Super Mario Odyssey thing, not Super Mario Galaxy. But I guess this will be a theme of the Galaxy movie. So that's a small leak that is confirmed pretty much. Now, with Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, I'm going to play them. At first, I thought they were straight up ports because Nintendo didn't mention anything. But I guess on the Switch 2, it's going to be 4K resolution. And on the Switch, maybe 1080 with some of the UI stuff fixed and maybe a few other things. But there's somebody right here, shout out to them. This is all in Spanish right now, but they did a whole breakdown or side-by-side comparison, and you can see a huge difference, right? So this is Mario Galaxy in 3D All-Stars, and I guess that was a straight-up port, although I thought it looked better than the Wii version, but maybe the game just looks good, right? But this is the new version. That is a huge improvement, like a really big improvement. So I just don't understand why Nintendo didn't label them remasters. That would have softened the blow quite a bit, right? $40 per game, that's yucky, especially when you could buy these ports on the Wii U for like $20 each. But if they would have said remastered versions, $40 each, I would have been like, all right, dude, that's perfectly fine. That's acceptable. And $70 as a package, which is why I'm going to get them because I want them physically. So I just don't understand Nintendo sometimes, right? They don't really communicate well at all, and I just don't understand it. It's like, do you want us to not like you? Nintendo's always had that core fan base that's been there pretty much their whole life. That's how I've been. I've been there since the damn Super Nintendo when I was a little kid, then went back to the NES, had all the handhelds, all the consoles. I've grown up with it. So you feel like this attachment to the company, and they feel like they've always been there for their fans. I guess the success of the Switch just makes them think, we can do whatever we want now. I know tariffs play into a lot of this stuff, but I feel like Nintendo's still overpricing a lot of this shit. And they just don't feel like they have the need to communicate. I do feel like part of it is Doug Bowser. You know, he just shows up when he has to talk about a game being expensive. We would see Reggie all the time at all these events and Nintendo Directs, and felt like he really cared. You know what I mean? I could be wrong, but I think Doug Bowser came from EA or something like that. So, big surprise, right? So, yeah, I just feel like this could have been communicated better. So, I am happy that there is a big quality bump over these games. Now, another thing they showed off in that Direct, and the timing is actually pretty funny. I just bought a copy of Super Mario Bros. Wonder on Macari, and I'm waiting for it to come in the mail right now. I bought it like last week. And then they announced a Switch 2 version in the Direct. Right? The Switch 2 version looks okay, but it looks like it focuses on multiplayer. And I do think the multiplayer in Super Mario Bros. Wonder was underrated. Even playing with random people online, like if you die, you become a little ghost and somebody can come and save you. So I do think the multiplayer is very underrated. But I don't think I'm going to get the Switch 2 version just for multiplayer. But if there's other stuff included, I could see myself doing that. I'm waiting for it to come in the mail right now. I'm going to play it as soon as I get it. Beat it, and then maybe play it again, especially if we have new characters. And I think Nintendo accidentally leaked a character that's coming to the game, and when you put all the pieces of the puzzle together, it's like, whoa, is this what's happening? And then I have another theory attached to this. So in the Direct trailer, down here in the bottom, they were just showing something quickly, like Versus tab, right? That's Rosalina right there in Yoshi. So I think Nintendo accidentally leaked that Rosalina is coming to Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Is that something crazy and out of the realms of possibility? No. So why does this make sense even more? Well, because we have Super Mario Galaxy movie coming up, and we know Rosalina is a big part of that, right? Now, things that I think could happen as well. One, Super Mario Galaxy 3. I just think a trilogy makes sense more than a part 1 and part 2 when you do a series. I think Nintendo could do that perfectly, you know what I mean? I just can't imagine what a Switch 2 version of a Super Mario Galaxy game would look like a brand new one. It would be incredible. Another thing I think they could do, and I think it's a huge possibility, is we also get, the same way we had a Princess Peach game, we get a Rosalina game. I don't know what that would look like or play like. I do think the Princess Peach game is okay. It's pretty fun. I know they geared it towards a younger audience, especially like little girls and stuff. And then they had the pink Joy-Con, so I don't think that was like for everybody, even though I did enjoy it. But if they made a Rosalina game that appeals to a wider audience, man, there's just so many things they could do. So that would be pretty cool if that does happen. But yeah, man, Rosalina is 100% coming to Super Mario Bros. Wonder in that next DLC or Switch 2 version. Now, are you ready for another crazy ass leak? And I think this is a possibility because I found some evidence myself for this. But we have Nintendo, for whatever reason, I mean, I see the reasons why, but I don't think it's that convenient, at least for me. We have the Nintendo Today app, which I have not used since the very first week. We have the Nintendo Music app, which I have not downloaded yet, but to play devil's advocate, I know a ton of people are using it and enjoying it. What about a video app? Whoa, what are we doing? Throwing up gang signs? Whoa! So, ladies and gerbils, we have this leak coming from 4chan. Yeah, you know, that's a credible place, right? Essentially what happened was this person searched Nintendo Music on Google Images to make a meme and found this. Now, they clicked the link and it sent them to the Google Play Store, but it was incomplete and the app was unavailable. Now they cannot find the image anymore. This is the image right here. I mean, anybody could easily make that, right? But this just looks so well put together and rendered clean and crisp. I think it's legit. Now, like I was saying, I did find evidence of something like this when I was looking up patents multiple times for something that looks like a streaming service or some kind of video player, and I thought it could possibly be for something to do with Pokemon. You know, what was it called, like Pokemon TV or something? But this is well after that. So what I think Nintendo could do, make this app where they show off all their trailers and movies when they have them, little series, shows, whatever. And what I think Nintendo's end goal is to not depend on anything else. They won't need Twitter or Instagram or social media to make announcements. They have Nintendo Today. They don't need people listening to their stuff on Spotify and YouTube. They have Nintendo Music. They won't need YouTube because they have a video app to show off trailers and directs and whatever else. So it just makes sense that something like this is going to happen. And I could see this being a positive thing. Like, maybe you can download stuff off of it to watch when you're not using internet. Maybe you can buy the Mario movie from this and then watch it wherever you want. Or yeah, I just think this is gonna happen, and I'm surprised that this didn't get shown off in that Nintendo Direct if it is real. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Because your opinion matters most. So in the comments below, I would love to hear from you guys. If you made it all the way to this part of the video and you enjoy the content, hit a like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep the communities growing and just start, you know, showing love to the videos and social media and all that stuff. And I think I'm going to give away another Switch 2 before I leave the country October 15th, possibly. And you guys know me, I'll see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.